Imagine this, you're stuck in a cycle with someone who constantly hurts you. They lie, they disappear, they give you just enough love to keep you hanging on. Everyone around you is telling you to leave. You know in your heart this isn't good for you. And yet, you stay. You keep checking your phone, hoping they'll message you. One moment they're warm, the next they're ice cold. Or love was only given when you behaved a certain way. Your nervous system might have learned to associate love with anxiety. Toxic people often tear you down in subtle ways, backhanded compliments, silent treatments, comparisons, or making you feel like you're never enough. Slowly, your confidence begins to disappear. You start to believe that maybe you deserve this kind of treatment. And when you believe that, you stop fighting back. Share this with someone who might need to hear it too. And remember, real love never leaves you questioning your worth. Stay strong, stay aware, and keep choosing peace over chaos. That's the beginning of real freedom. You become emotionally numb, convinced that this is just how relationships work. And that's when addiction fully takes hold, when you forget who you were before they arrived. So when a toxic person enters your life, your brain doesn't flag it as danger. You don't have to stay stuck. You can break the cycle. You're addicted because your brain was wired to survive, not to be happy. But now, you know the difference. And now, you have the power to rewire, to rebuild, and to walk away, not because you don't love them, but because you've started loving yourself more. It won't be easy, because your brain has grown used to the chaos, but healing begins the moment you stop confusing intensity with intimacy. Real love doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. It doesn't leave you drained, anxious, or second-guessing your worth. Real love is consistent, calm, and safe. It feels familiar. That familiarity creates a bond, a trauma bond. Trauma bonding occurs when abuse is mixed with moments of kindness. The abuse triggers fear and anxiety, but the occasional kindness brings relief, and your brain clings to it like oxygen. Over time, you become chemically and emotionally attached to the person who's hurting you, not because they bring you peace, but because your body has learned to depend on the relief they occasionally provide. This emotional roller coaster keeps you chasing the good version of them, hoping they'll come back. You might even start blaming yourself, thinking, if I just act better, they'll treat me the way they used to. This mindset is dangerous, and it traps you deeper into the cycle. And the longer you stay, the more your sense of self gets eroded. You begin to doubt your instincts. You silence your boundaries. You mistake chaos for passion, and pain for love. You replay the good moments in your head like your favorite scene from a movie, ignoring the damage they caused. You feel trapped, confused, ashamed. But what if I told you, it's not because you're weak. It's not because you're foolish. It's because your brain has been tricked into forming an emotional addiction. Yes, addiction, not to a substance, but to a person. Today, we're going to unravel the psychology behind why we get addicted to toxic people, and why walking away can feel harder than you ever imagined. Body, simple, long, highly informative paragraph style, addiction to toxic people isn't about love. It's about survival. Your brain, especially your emotional brain, has one goal: to seek out what feels rewarding and avoid what feels dangerous. But here's where it gets complicated: toxic people often offer both. In the early stages, they give you affection, attention, maybe even admiration. This creates a rush of dopamine, the same feel-good chemical that gets triggered when someone wins a lottery or eats their favorite dessert. Your brain starts to associate that person with pleasure. But then, the pattern shifts. They start withdrawing. They criticize you, disappear for days, manipulate your emotions, or make you feel guilty for wanting more. And instead of walking away, your brain becomes obsessed with trying to win back that original connection. It's not just emotional, it's neurological. This is called intermittent reinforcement, the same tactic that makes people addicted to slot machines. When rewards are unpredictable, the brain releases even more dopamine. The uncertainty drives obsession. Toxic individuals often exploit this pattern. They create highs and lows that pull you in like waves. Now let's look deeper. If you grew up in an environment where love was unpredictable, maybe a parent was emotionally distant, there's also the role of self-worth. But here's the truth: recognizing the pattern is the first step to healing. You're not addicted because you're weak. If this message spoke to you, know that you're not alone. Healing takes time, and self-compassion is key.